My sister Traci is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us come on. So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life, and I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody, but since we've been doing this show, I've been saying.
Ever since the Braxton family came back to TV, it's been full of drama. The sisters can't seem to get along, and there's always a new issue popping up. Now Toni is reportedly speaking out, saying she's completely exhausted and feels like she's been the one holding everything together for the family all these years. There's no question that Toni Braxton is the most successful member of the Braxton family. With 7 Grammy Awards and over 70 million albums sold, she's become one of the top-selling female...
13 or 14, my mom, she had a really bad accident. She fell. Her back was really messed up, so she was in the hospital a long time. And so I was a surrogate parent for a moment.
Where was Dad?
Working, had to make a living, had 6 kids.
So what would it look like for you if it were different? If you didn't have that responsibility and if they weren't leaning on you, what would your life look like? What would you be doing?
Well, I would have soared higher.
You think so?
Absolutely.
R&B artists in history. Her music journey began with her sisters in the group The Braxtons back in the late 1980s. Later, she signed a solo deal and dropped her first album, Toni Braxton, in 1993. That album became a huge hit, topping the Billboard 200 chart and selling 10 million copies. Songs like Breathe Again and Another Sad Love Song helped push the album to the top, along with production by big names like Babyface and L.A. Reid. Her second album, Secrets, was another major success.
Me and Daddy's divorced, and a divorced mom pretty much got nothing. I'm not gonna leave my mom by herself. So I'm gonna make sure my mother's taken care of. None of my siblings have helped me take care of my mother to make sure she was okay, except for Tamar. No one said,
this is before Vince.
Before Vince, Mommy's car insurance is due. Let's help Toni with Mommy car insurance. Or Tamar.
It featured her most iconic track, Unbreak My Heart, which sold 10 million copies and became one of the most popular singles of all time. Over the years, Toni released 9 studio albums, with the most recent one in 2020, and each one found solid success. With all that money coming in early on, Toni found herself responsible for financially supporting the entire...
Nothing. You still charge her. I don't charge her. When the last time have I charged you for a show?
Tamar
It's been
hasn't charged me
years.
for a show for years. My sister Tamar never charges me to do background singing for me. My sister Trina does. My sister Towanda, she's an executive assistant. That makes sense for her to get a salary. I just wish every situation was not about Toni's savings and loans.
I have never charged Toni. And what I'm saying is, it pissed me off. When I saw that you and Towanda get paid, I was pissed.
Family. She has opened up about carrying that burden and how only Tamar ever really stepped up to help with some of the expenses. Toni was basically saying that even though Tamar can be a handful, she was the only one helping their mom out before she even had money. The other...
It's okay. It's okay. I got you.
I don't want to talk about that,
But it's the truth.
Other sisters, on the other hand, just assumed Toni could handle everything because she was doing well. What really upset Toni was that Trina and Towanda expected to get paid for helping with work, while Tamar was pitching in with bills without asking for anything in return. That felt unfair to her. I understand that Trina should have been paid for all those years she sang backup for Toni. She had her own life and 2 kids to support. Every time she helped...
Please welcome Toni Braxton!
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%?
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this.
She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What do you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big, this big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on
Toni, she was giving up time she could have used to earn for herself. But the issue, according to Toni and Tamar, was that even though Trina was getting paid, she wasn't contributing financially. Toni still ended up carrying most of the burden on her own. Toni Braxton has been through so much, even though she's had major success in her music career. She earned 7 Grammy Awards and sold over 70 million albums, but her financial life didn't reflect that. While she was making millions for ECA, her label, she was only getting paid around 35 cents per album. Toni even had to file for bankruptcy more than once, despite being a huge star. She explained that her contract with the label was unfair and that she didn't receive proper royalties. She was also forced to repay the label for things like travel, clothes, and music videos.
Respect where people are. I don't engage. I don't pour into certain types of energy. I make different choices in my life. And that's just where I am.
Now this is TV, Josh. outside of yesterday and today, when was the last time you talked to me?
I don't recall. It wasn't my birthday because you didn't call me.
Your birthday's September, here we are in March.
Costs. Things got so bad that at one point she was accused of moving over $50,000 to her husband just to avoid paying her debts. Around that time, Toni sat down for an interview with Oprah, expecting some understanding. But instead, she said Oprah treated her coldly and made her feel embarrassed in front of the world. Toni admitted that moment changed her career for the worse. Even after all of that, Toni filed for bankruptcy again in 2010. This time, it was because she had serious health problems. She was diagnosed with microvascular angina and later lupus. These illnesses forced her to cancel her Las Vegas shows, and unfortunately, her insurance didn't cover the losses. That meant she had to pay back the money herself, money she didn't have. She explained that most people don't realize artists pay for everything, from hotel rooms and lighting to backup bands and dancers. When the show's canceled, the money doesn't come back. In 2000,